Hey, good morning, and thank you for joining here today with us. We have Puneet Chandok. Puneet, great to have you this morning with us. We have some interesting announcements that we are going to cover. So let me just dive in and start the context. How do you see the entire digital acceleration that we have seen over the last two years or so?
First of all, really glad to be here, Prabhu. So thank you. Thank you for the conversation today. I was really looking forward to this. In terms of what we're seeing in India today, I genuinely believe, Prabhu, that India today is one of the most exciting markets in the world for technology. There is no market like India today. The runway that we are seeing, the opportunities that we're seeing, the potential for technology is just much bigger and much larger than anywhere else in the world. And I say this because we're now starting to see the perfect storm of digitization in India, like we've never seen before, right? And businesses of all sizes today, across different sectors, have realized the value of technology, or are realizing the value of technology, and they're embracing cloud a lot more deeply than they've done before, right? So, and be it security, be it agility, be it resilience, be it scalability, be it innovation, be it future-proofing your business. I could go on with the business case, but cloud is today empowering Indian businesses and helping them react much better to uncertainty, right? To me, that's the core, because there's a lot more uncertainty around us than ever before, and cloud and technology are helping with that. And I'm seeing virtually every vertical business segment in India today being reinvented due to cloud and technology. Insurance, banking, media, manufacturing. I'll give you a couple of examples to bring this to life. Financial services and banking, right? And Axis Bank, for example, has partnered with AWS to build digital banking services, including online accounts that can be opened under 6 minutes. To date, 15% of their applications are on the cloud. They want to get 70% of their application onto AWS in the next 24 months. Look at automotive, Ashok Leyland, they've migrated to AWS, and they're doing just very interesting data processing, analytics, lots of interesting work. The data scientists are now looking at telematics data that like never before. Look at media and entertainment, Hotstar. We all see this, especially given the cricket season in India. The largest premium streaming platform, more than 80 million users throughout the world. The reason they're being able to scale and they're resilient and they can give us the performance that we all see every day on our TVs is because they're building on AWS. Manufacturing, I'll give you an example of Apollo Tires, leading tire manufacturer in India. They're going all in on AWS, digitally transforming into an agile, data-driven business. By 2022, this end of this year, they'll migrate all their mission-critical applications, including SAP, to AWS. Listen, I could go on and on, but India today is one of the most exciting markets. We're seeing a lot of potential. We're investing big time in India, and I genuinely believe our time is now in India.
Wow. And within that context, you have this announcement today. Talk to us more about the AWS Local Zone as such. What's all about it?
Listen, as AWS, we're absolutely thrilled to expand our cloud infrastructure in India, given all the reasons that I just outlined, with our first AWS Local Zone coming up in Delhi. We have additional local zones, Prabhu, planned in Chennai, Bangalore, and Kolkata. And the way local zones work is they're designed to run workloads that require single-digit millisecond latency. For example, video rendering, graphics-intensive use cases, virtual desktop applications. All of those run much better in local zones. Also, the other interesting point, and something that I'm really proud of, is that today's launch of the AWS Local Zone in Delhi marks the first international expansion of AWS Local Zones outside of the US. So we're doing this along with Taipei, but we're the first international expansion outside the US for local zones, which is fantastic. It also adds to our existing infrastructure in India. We've got a massive region in Mumbai, as you know, building a new region in Hyderabad, which will go live in the next few months. We've got edge locations across Chennai, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, but it just adds to our infrastructure. Also, one more point, following the launch of our Mumbai region in 2016, AWS has invested close to $3.71 billion in India. And the intent has been to build local infrastructure, create jobs across India. We remain committed to investing in India for the long term and putting the power of AWS Cloud into the hands of our customers and partners. So you will continue to see a lot of investment.
And in terms of Indian businesses, how will this move support them as such?
See, AWS Local Zones are a type of infrastructure deployment that places AWS compute, storage, database, and other services at the edge of the cloud, right? And the intent is to bring this closer to large populations, large industry hubs, information technology centers, but bring it to the edge of the cloud, bring it as close as possible to where the action is, right? And this is extremely relevant for Indian customers because this will now enable Indian businesses to deploy applications that require single-digit millisecond latency much closer to their end users or even closer to their on-prem data centers, right? And AWS Local Zones will help Indian businesses use the core AWS services locally, and they can connect to the rest of the workloads that are running in the AWS regions. They get the same elasticity, they get the same pay-as-you-go model, they get the same application programming interfaces, they get the same tool sets. But the intent is to bring this as close as possible to their end users so that they can serve them even better.
And in terms of customers and partners alike, what are some of the benefits of local zones that they can look forward to?
I think rather than talking about benefits, let me give you some use cases which will come to life. Sure. There are many use cases of local zones that we're starting to see, and I'll give you some examples, real examples. The first one is gaming, real-time gaming, where customers are using and can use local zones to drive down latency in order to provide a more consistent experience to gamers. So if you're gaming on your phone, you want a very consistent and quick and frictionless and seamless experience. That just helps gaming companies. Local zones helps that. Hybrid migrations. We're seeing a lot of enterprises in India. They're thinking about establishing a hybrid environment between their data center and the local zone. And with the hybrid environment, the customers will plan to incrementally migrate a portfolio of their workloads over time to AWS, but it gives them a little bit more time to get it done. Media and entertainment, we spoke about Hotstar earlier, but if you look at customers in the media and entertainment world who are trying to run latency sensitive workloads, local zones will again help them because it brings proximity to customers, including existing corporate assets for these companies. Search, voice assistance, social media, lots of examples there. Financial services, we spoke about that earlier, but customers are now bringing cloud-based workloads closer to exchange matching engines. Again, market distribution hubs, again, at the edge of the cloud, closer to their customers. Healthcare, we've seen a wave of healthcare activity in India, especially after the crisis in the last couple of years. But we're now seeing healthcare providers migrate expensive on-prem workstations from clinics and hospitals. And we'll see a lot more of that moving to local zones because, again, hybrid migrations, data residency needs, bringing it closer to their customers. So again, I could go on with the use cases, but there's massive benefit that we see for customers in India across industries.
And following this announcement today of this AWS Local Zone in Delhi, how do you look at the future? What are those? What's the strategy going forward and investments that you have planned for India?
Let me take a step back first, Prabhu, and talk a little bit about our context as AWS, and then I'll talk about our strategy and focus areas. AWS today is the world's most comprehensive and broadly adopted cloud platform. We are the world's most comprehensive and broadly adopted cloud platform, and the same is true in India, right? We are the most comprehensive and broadly cloud platform in India. We have hundreds of thousands of active customers in India today, and these are customers across startups, small and medium businesses, enterprises, government agencies, educational institutions, non-profit organizations, but a fairly large ecosystem of customers. And then the AWS resilient and secure cloud solutions that you're seeing in the market today, along with the power of our diverse partner network, is really helping. And then we bring the Amazon community with that, is really helping accelerate India's digital transformation journey, right? So that's our context globally and in India. In terms of your question on strategy and what we're doing in India, our mission in India, Prabhu, is to empower builders and businesses to build a better India. Let me say this again. Our mission is to empower builders and businesses to build a better India. We truly want to be a force that moves India forward. And to make this happen, our strategy or our focus is simple. There are three areas that we are focused on. Number one is investments in India. As I said earlier, following the launch of our Mumbai region in 2016, we invested close to $3.71 billion in local infrastructure and job creation in India. We're truly thinking long-term and building for the next few decades in India. We were the first ones in India in 2011 when we started our services. We'll be going live with our second infrastructure region in Hyderabad in the coming months. And as I said, right, India today is one of the most exciting markets for AWS globally, and we're fully committed. So that's the first focus, investments in India. The second focus is really delivering citizen impact at scale, because our mission is to build a better India. We'll only build a better India if we can really move the needle on impact at scale across citizens in India and make their lives better. Give you a couple of examples to bring this to life. SMBs, small and medium businesses, a big part of India. We are committed to digitizing SMBs at scale and committed to Jeff's pledge of digitizing 10 million SMBs in India by 2025. We've cumulatively created more than 11.6 lakh direct and indirect jobs in India, enabled nearly $5 billion of exports, digitized 40 lakh MSMEs till date. But again, that's not enough, continuing to do more. Skilling, that's a big need in India. And we talk about citizen impact at scale. You can't do that without skilling. India will 9x the number of digitally skilled workforce than we have today by 2025. And as AWS in India, we've trained 2 million Indians on cloud and technology in the last 5 years. 2 million, even that's not enough. We've got to do a lot more. But again, those are some examples of really kind of building a better India. And then the last focus area, the last thing that I'm personally very passionate about is building India's best, most diverse and customer-obsessed technology team so that we can bring the best of AWS and Amazon to our customers. Be it our account teams, be it our solution architects across our 7 offices in India, customer success professionals, professional services, training. We're building every capability in India so that our customers can understand the power of cloud and AWS and adopt cloud even faster. We're also expanding our local talent and engineering capabilities in India in a big way to serve our customers, not just in India, but across the world. Yeah. But again, I could go on about India and what we're doing. But in summary, AWS is India's most comprehensive and well-adopted cloud platform. We're truly becoming a force that moves the country forward and building a better India, and truly want to be part of India's digital economy and digital transformation story. So you will continue to see a lot of investment and commitment from us.
Yeah, thanks for that. And that's something, optimism that I've seen with the AWS leadership, both in India as well as in the US and all. Earlier this year, I interacted with the team there, Jeff and others, and they do look at India as a signpost or a lamppost for the rest of the world, in terms of the digital fluency which is out there. So really appreciate this quick interaction that we had. And really looking forward to the AWS local region in Delhi and all the initiatives that you have planned, in the months ahead as such for India. Thank you for your time today. Really appreciate that.
Always a pleasure, Prabhu. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
Thanks.